Hey everybody, this is Anthony, and I got Willie Moe here with me, and Mr. Owen sitting in on the top 10 today. What do you think about that? Look at the camera there, you knucklehead. They won't see the back of your head. Know what I mean? Anyway, we are coming at you today on Memorial Day for our special Memorial Day video. I remember you gave me a hard time last year about not doing this video on Memorial Day.
I did.
So we're doing it on Memorial Day. You want to talk?
Yeah.
Well,
I got a new watch.
Yeah, you got a new watch. That's right. Yeah. That's right. So we're doing it on Memorial Day this year.
All right.
So we will be right back with a great category this week called our top 10 war covers of all time, in honor of all of our veterans who have fought and bled on the battlefields over all the years and helped us prepare for our freedoms. So we'll be right back with those top 10 war covers right after this. Comic fans, we are back, and Willie Moe, the graduate.
I'm officially
graduate here.
I'm officially graduated.
What? I graduated.
You graduated.
Yep.
How does it feel to be a graduate?
Bad because I got to go to work tomorrow, but
he's gonna be working with me this summer, so
yeah,
that's good.
Sucks.
That's good.
No, that sucks.
Ain't that right? And you're going to get to spend all summer with your Aunt Misty.
Yeah. We go to Granddad's.
Yeah.
And go to movies.
Yeah.
Hey, Dada.
Well, whatever you're going to say, you better say it, or this video's going to take forever.
I'm waiting tomorrow.
All right. Well, let's get started on our categories, okay? So again, it's Memorial Day. We're honoring our veterans today that we've lost, and even the ones that we haven't lost. But you know, I really get emotional thinking about people that have fought in wars, our World War II veterans. That most of them are passed on now, and the ones that did survive, and the ones that were killed in the war, and our Vietnam War veterans that are getting on up there in age and fought in a real tough war in Vietnam, and even our World War I veterans, which probably aren't any that are still left on this planet, but we still want to remember the ones that fell for us and helped fight for our freedoms over here. You know, we live in probably the greatest country, not probably, we definitely live in the greatest country on the planet, you know, and we have more freedoms probably than anybody. So, you know, I'm thankful that I was born in the USA, and thankful that you know, I live here, and you know, I love my country. How about you?
Same.
Yeah. You love your country?
Yeah.
All right. You even got on your American flag shirt today, so that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to the mall to get a shirt.
Yeah. All right. Well, all right. Well, whose week is it to start, Willie? We've got great war covers here that we're going to talk about.
Since I'm graduate, mine.
All right. We'll let you go first.
All right, well, my number 5 is Action Comics number 59. Came out in 1943, and the cover artist was John Sikela, which I ain't never heard of this cover artist. This is the first time I've heard about him. But
Golden Age book, right?
Yeah, Golden Age book. It's got Superman like pulling up a tank, and it has the Nazi symbol. I think it has the Nazi symbol on the side.
No, I think it's the German symbol. I don't know if it was. It could be. We'll put it up so you'll know, but I know it's a German tank. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's just a really iconic cover because for World War II or World War I. It might have been World War I.
Some of the German symbol tanks had the Iron Cross on them, and some of them might have had the Nazi symbol on them.
Well, I know one of mine that has an Iron Cross on it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I giving hugs.
You giving hugs? Well, we'll take them.
Wait a minute. I need to give my baby.
Well, how about staying in here from now on? We're walking off camera.
All right. Well, this cover was really cool. Had Superman fighting in wars and stuff, and this was basically written for the World Wars. So this is just
World War II.
yeah, it's just an iconic cover.
Yeah, that's a good one. Really is a good one. I didn't do very many superhero. I didn't do any superhero covers on mine, but I know you've got a few in yours. So, but anyway, my number 5 is U.S. Fighting Air Force 28. I wanted to have at least one airplane cover in mind because I wanted to try to make sure that all our services are remembered. These guys, we had a guy that lived here in Chautauqua County for many, many years, Leo Lanier. And Mr. Leo was a World War II veteran, and he flew in 38 combat missions. He was a bubble guy. He was actually in the bubble turret shooting down the other planes. He flew in 38 combat missions, and the 38th one he was shot down over Germany, and he finished out the war as a POW, but he was released when the war ended, so he did survive it. But just an amazing man, and so this issue's in honor of him. It's a great airplane picture of them shooting at, I believe it's some German planes, or maybe Japanese. I can't really remember, but we've got the cover up on screen. This is a non-credited cover artist right here. We don't even know who did the cover art on this one, but it came out in September of 1956. Non-credited cover artist, but just a great cover there. So that's in honor of Mr. Lanier, who is no longer with us. He passed away a few years back, but his wife is still alive. So just a great little tribute to her and him. Just really great people, some fine people that you knew and I knew too.
All right. Well, my number 4 is Batman number 30. Came out in 1945, and the cover artist was Dick Sprang.
What you got to say?
My number 3 is Spider-Man.
Was it a war cover?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
We'll
right.
go with that. Go ahead.
But this cover, I don't know which war they go back to, but Batman and Robin go back in time with new guns, like modern guns from that time.
Yeah.
And they're giving it to a soldier, and they're like, "Here's soldier, here's a new modern gun."
Actually, it's not a modern gun. It's an actual World War II gun that they're giving him. I've seen this cover, and this was a gun that was produced with war bonds. That was paid for with war bonds, I believe.
Interesting. I swear he said it was a modern gun on the cover or something.
Well, I think it was modern for that time.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what the actual gun was, but that's one, that we can do a little research on, and we'll put it up.
I really don't know what war
the
this
screen.
is. It doesn't really say what war
It's
this
World
is.
War II.
Is it World War II?
What year did it come out?
This came out in 1945.
Yeah, World War II.
All right.
Toward the end of World War II.
All right. Well, that's it for mine.
All right. Well, my number 4 is GI Combat number 76. Came out in July of 1959. Of course, DC Comics was the publisher, and the cover artist on this was Jerry Grandinetti. And Will, I know you got some of the GI Combat books that were done by Jerry Grandinetti. This guy was off the chart.
I only have one currently.
With some of his comic art. He did a ton of gray tone covers, which was kind of really before, he was ahead of his time with the gray tone covers. But this cover right here depicts a GI that is in a fox, or he's in a trench, I believe, and there is a tank going over the top of the trench, and the tracks are almost running over him, but they can't quite reach him because he's down in that trench, and he's got his arm raised up, putting a grenade on the side of the tank, on the track, on the tank. So it's just a really cool combat cover. It's a gray tone cover, just one of the better ones that I have seen. I'd love to get my hands on one of these books, but a really cool book, really cool.
All right. Well, my number 3 is Invaders Annual number 1. Came out in 1977. This is the one I think I had the Iron Cross on, the tank. And I'm guessing this was, since the wars were over, I'm pretty sure this is a flashback to World War I.
Right.
But the cover artist was Alex Schomburg, and you got a few familiar faces like Captain America, You got Submariner, and I think it's Human Torch. It might be another character,
Right.
but it just shows them like fighting different Germans.
Right,
Then
right.
there's on one of them I think's lifting a tank
Right.
with the Iron Cross on it.
Right. Right.
And it's just a really cool cover with a bunch of superheroes fighting Germans, and it's a really cool cover. I have no idea why it was written at this time. Probably just a flashback.
Well, the Marvel came out with the Invaders, which was kind of a throwback to the World War II heroes that were produced by Marvel back in the 40s and 50s when the war was going on. So they wound up doing a re-series, kind of a reboot of that series back in the 70s, and putting those guys together and calling them the Invaders. But just a really cool cover. It really was good. All right, I know you're about to burst to say something. Would you like to say something to the camera right now?
Yeah.
What?
My number 3 is Spider-Man.
We got that already. What about your number 2? What's your number 2?
Uh,
Batman?
yeah.
Okay. Batman. Batman's his number 2.
Okay.
All right. Well, my number 3 is War Comics, number 11. This is a Russ Heath cover. Came out in August of 1952. Just a really cool cover here. This is a pretty violent cover. It's got some GIs coming in from the infantry, and they are coming up on some Japanese in a foxhole, and they are unleashing a flamethrower on these guys down in a foxhole. It's a pretty violent cover. It depicts war, but you know that's what war is. Unfortunately, when it's hand-to-hand combat down there, it's not pretty. You know,
Yeah.
and that's the old saying, "War is hell." You know, it's really what it is. I can't imagine what these guys went through in any of these wars in Vietnam, World War II. Just a different generation of toughness that these guys had, and I have all the admiration and respect in the world for anybody that has been through that.
Well, that explains why they get post-traumatic stress disorder, and
Easily, yeah,
they need special people around to help them not go into
yeah.
PTSD.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's very
You know,
horrible.
we had a neighbor when we lived in our other house that was a World War II veteran, Mr. Arnold Clark. I'd like to mention him. He's no longer with us, but Arnold fought in the Battle of the Bulge, and I had not known this. I had known him for 2 years. We'd been living there 2 years. You were just a baby at the time. We'd been living there for 2 years, and Arnold always walked with a limp, and I always kind of wondered why he walked with a little bit of a limp. And at that time, I didn't even know he was a World War II veteran. He didn't really talk about it a whole lot. But we had a conversation that day. He pulled his pants leg up. He had a fake leg. He had a
Wow.
prosthetic, and his leg got blown off by a mortar in the Battle of the Bulge. And he told me the entire story about it. And he didn't really have any problems talking about it. He just said after he got his leg blown off, he got shipped out of there, and he was shipped back to New York City where they fitted him for the prosthetic, and he stayed in New York City for a while up there until he got all of his rehabilitation done where he could
Well,
walk with
he's
his
very
prosthetic.
he's
and
very
stuff.
lucky that he didn't have anything else blown off his
Right,
body when
right.
that happened.
But Arnold never really cried a lot about the war or never really was sad when he talked about it. It just kind of was what it was. And even when I used to talk with Mr. Leo Lanier, he never was sad about it or never had a problem with talking about it. Just a really
I feel like
different mindset from that
I
generation.
feel like the mindsets of people that do have PTSD had a friend or a best friend killed in the war, and
Yeah.
either they were right next to them or they
Right.
were like in their arms when it happened. So
Right.
I think that's what happens when they get PTSD.
Right. All right.
anyway,
What's your
let's-
number 2?
Military Comics number 1 came out in 1941, and cover artist was Will Eisner. I think is how you say his
That's
name.
right.
But this covers basically, it's not really anything like specific that happens. It's got a soldier on top of a tank. It's got a tank rolling through on the cover. It's just a classic golden age cover.
Right.
And it's not really anything like significant happening in the cover. I just think it's a pretty cool cover to put on here.
Right. Right. No, that's a good cover. All right. Well, my number 2 is GI Combat number 83. My second GI Combat cover. This is also Jerry Grandinetti cover, came out in August of 1960. It's a famous gray tone cover again, and depicts a GI just really in the bush, and he's got his rifle, and he looks like he's waiting for some people to come through, and he's got a look of fear, kind of a combination of fear and determination on his face, like it's going to be me or you one. Just a great cover, very famous cover, and Grandinetti was just a phenomenal artist. I mean, very underrated as far as artwork goes, as far as I'm concerned. But this one is one of his best, if not his best.
I have to disagree with you on that one because my number one was also written by Jerry Grandinetti, and it's called GI Combat Number 54. Came out in 1957, and it's got a soldier holding a Nazi flag, and he's like, "If you want it, come take it." And it was a really, really cool close-up cover, and it's definitely one of my
I
favorites.
saw that cover. I wasn't aware Grandinetti did that cover. That is a great cover. You are right. That's probably his most famous cover. Would you think?
Yeah, I'd say one of his most famous covers. It's a
Yeah.
really, really good cover. Had to be my number one.
Yeah,
All right, what's
that's
yours?
a phenomenal cover. All right, well, my number one cover is I did some research on this. This is just a really, really cool cover. But it's Foxhole number one. Came out in October of 1954 with the cover art by the King, the legend, Jack Kirby. And this is, he actually did this based on a 1944 painting. I can't remember the guy's name, and I don't have my phone with me right now, but I'll put it up on the screen. It's based off of a painting, but it depicts a soldier on the beach at Normandy. The battle is over. There's tons of wounded laying around him that they're trying to help, and he's all bandaged up, and he's got bullet markings on his helmet where he was hit. And he's writing a letter to his mother, and I think he says in the letter, "Dear Mom, this war is a picnic. Today we spent a day at the beach." So it's kind of just a really interesting play on words that he used there. Maybe trying not to worry his mom too much, but telling her the truth also that he was on the beach, but it was not a picnic. I promise you that D-Day was the bloodiest battle
I
probably in the
I
war.
remember they put. I feel like this. All right, I'm gonna put it out there since we're done with our top. With our top 10 now.
Yeah.
They did come out with a game called Call of Duty World War II, which people, of course, Call of Duty fans are gonna be mad about whatever they gets released. I don't really care.
Yeah.
But they say that this game was bad, but in my opinion, the campaign was magnificent because the first mission was in D-Day, and it was absolute Hades to go through. It looked like, and it just pictured how good, or not good, but like how horrible.
Right.
That,
how realistic.
Yeah, how realistic D-Day was. It was like magnificently horrible, is what I would call it.
Well, and I think we talked about this last Memorial Day, but when Saving Private Ryan came out with Steven Spielberg, and he did the whole production of the first scene from that movie where they're Tom Hanks and his crew are storming the beaches at Normandy. They said a lot of veterans who were still alive at that time went and watched the movie and had to walk out of the movie. It was so realistic and upsetting to them, So that's probably the closest we'll ever know to what it was kind of like there for those combat veterans that survived that. And I think if you came through that, it was more luck than skill, just because a lot of these guys talk about if a bullet had your number on it, there's nothing you could do to survive it. And the ones that did survive it, I know they probably kind of had to have a feeling about why did I survive, and some of my best friends got killed. Hard for those guys to talk about, I'm sure. All right, well, what's your number one? You got a number one?
Number one is for. What is?
Superman, right?
Superman?
Yeah.
All right, good. All right, guys. Well, that's our top 10, and we hope everybody has a happy Memorial Day, and remember what the day is for, and if you've had a veteran in your life or came across a veteran, in your life at any time period, just make sure you tell them thank you today and to thank them for their service. And I still haven't figured out why we have a 1 day put aside for our veterans, but we have whole months put aside for stupid stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
These guys deserve more than a day.
We're not gonna list the specifics.
Yeah,
but not cause any
I've
drama.
never understood that.
But if you're watching this, I can probably guarantee you know what we're talking about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but that's it for us.
Yeah. If you like our content, though, hit that subscribe button and drop us a like if you can, and drop us a comment. We love to hear from you guys and love to get your feedback. And what do you think are the top war covers of all time? Did we miss any? There's so many good ones out there. It was hard to list them all. We just tried to pick the best of the best. But if we had some that you like, put it in the comments. Some that we might have missed. And if I can get these two boys to quit fighting at each other. What?
I need to have that.
You need to have what?
That one.
What one?
That one. In my shirt.
No, you don't need a mic.
Oh.
All right.
So everybody have a happy Memorial Day. We will see you later on because we're releasing a second video today of our latest comic haul with me and you in the intro. So you get to be in 2 videos today, right?
Yeah.
All right, and we're going to go see The Mandalorian and Grogu here in a little bit. So maybe we'll give them a little review of that as well. Anyway, everybody have a great day. Enjoy your time with family, and we will see you next time. And as always, go dogs.
Go dogs.
See ya.
Bye.